welcome to your detox journey. If you're reading this, you've likely recognized a troubling pattern. Your smartphone has transformed from a useful tool into an uncontrollable compulsion. Scrolling has become automatic, focus seems unattainable, and everyday activities feel unrewarding. You're not experiencing personal failure. Your brain has been recalibrated by social media platforms that exploit dopamine reward systems through feedback loop mechanisms designed to keep users engaged. This guide will help you reset your neural pathways, prepare for the challenges ahead, and maintain lasting progress. Let's recalibrate your brain together. Understanding the why. What is a dopamine detox? A dopamine detox, also called social media detoxification or digital detoxification, describes voluntary attempts at reducing or stopping social media use to improve well-being. The objective isn't eliminating dopamine entirely, that's physiologically impossible and would be dangerous, but rather resetting your dopamine receptor sensitivity by removing artificially hyperstimulating sources. Why does this work? Dopamine is released from brain regions including the substantia nigra, ventral tegmental area, and hypothalamus in response to external stimuli. The mechanism operates through variable reward schedules, where positive stimuli are provided at random intervals, causing dopamine neurons to remain highly active during anticipatory periods and keeping users in a feedback loop. Your brain's dopamine receptors undergo downregulation with chronic overstimulation. Consider it analogous to audio volume adjustment. Continuous exposure to maximum volume causes normal levels to seem inadequate. Your neural circuitry adapts accordingly. When external stimuli are removed, the absence of dopamine secretion triggers brain areas associated with sadness and grief, resulting in anxiety states. However, when you eliminate these maximum volume stimuli, social media, gaming, processed foods, your receptors gradually upregulate. Normal activities begin feeling rewarding once more. What happens during a detox? Hours 0 to 12, restlessness, mood disturbances, and withdrawal symptoms similar to those observed in substance-based addictions. Hours 12 to 24, irritability, increased anxiety, and difficulty maintaining focus as withdrawal symptoms intensify. Hours 24 to 36, symptoms reach their peak intensity, then begin gradually diminishing. Hours 36 to 48, mental clarity emerges, anxiety levels decrease, and focus improves significantly. Days 3 to 7, sustained benefits become apparent. Positive mood changes stabilize, and new behavioral patterns begin forming. Choosing your detox level. Research shows wide variability in how individuals approach and implement detoxification periods. Select an approach that aligns with your current circumstances. Level 1, the starter. 12 hours. Best for first-time participants, demanding schedules, exploratory attempts. Rules: select 12 consecutive hours, example 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. Phone access restricted to genuine emergencies only. Complete avoidance of social media, video games, and streaming services. No processed foods or caffeine consumption after 6 p.m. Level 2, the standard. 24. Best for moderate users, weekend availability. Rules: complete cessation of all social media platform usage for 24 hours. Transfer phone to a trusted individual. Computer use limited to actual emergencies. No television, music, podcasts, or audiobooks. No sugar or processed food consumption. Permitted activities: reading physical books, journal writing, walking and physical exercise, preparing simple meals, in-person conversations, meditation, and quiet reflection. Level 3, the deep reset, 48 hours. Best for heavy users seeking substantial change. Rules: identical to level 2, extended to 48 hours. Additional challenges: minimal verbal communication to practice introspection, cold water exposure for discomfort tolerance training, extended periods of deliberate inactivity. Level 4, the extended 7 days. Best for severe cases requiring intervention. Rules: professional guidance strongly recommended, as it typically requires approximately 90 days for complete brain rewiring to normal dopamine levels. Therapeutic support advisable for detoxification periods exceeding 48 hours. Part 3, how to prepare, 3 to 7 days prior. 1. Choose your date. Select a time frame when obligations are minimal, in-person social support is available, you're not experiencing acute stress or crisis, weather conditions are favorable for outdoor activities. 2. Set clear boundaries. Communicate with your network. I'm implementing a 24-48-hour digital detoxification time to date time. I'll be unreachable via phone. Contact emergency contact for urgent matters. I'm available for in-person interactions if you'd like to meet. Designate a phone custodian, a roommate, partner, or friend committed to the protocol, someone who will return it only for legitimate emergencies, someone who will provide support rather than undermine efforts. 3. Prepare your environment. Remove temptations, conceal gaming devices, log out of all streaming services, relocate processed foods to inaccessible locations, fully charge devices, and store them away. Establish alternatives. Arrange 3 to 5 physical books for reading, prepare journal and writing implements, stock ingredients for simple meal preparation, plan 2 to 3 walking routes or activities. 4. Lower your baseline, optional but recommended. 3 days before detoxification, reduce daily phone usage by 30%, cease scrolling after 8 p.m., eliminate social media use in bed, decrease caffeine and sugar intake. This gradual reduction makes the detoxification less shocking to your system and helps minimize withdrawal severity. 5. Manage expectations. What this is not: a universal solution for all psychological issues, a mandatory permanent lifestyle change, a method for avoiding legitimate problems, a test of personal willpower. What this is: a recalibration of dopamine receptor sensitivity, an opportunity to identify behavioral patterns, practice tolerating discomfort, an experimental approach to present. 4. During your detox hour by hour, the first 6 hours, false confidence phase. What you'll experience: initial overconfidence, this is manageable, mild restlessness, phantom phone checking behaviors. Recommended actions: initiate a walk immediately, prepare a substantial meal, begin reading, make an actual voice call to someone. If struggling, these sensations are normal withdrawal responses. Urges typically pass within 5 to 10 minutes. Practice sitting with discomfort without distraction. Employ controlled breathing. 4 counts inhalation, 4 counts hold, 6 counts exhalation. Hours 6 to 18, the withdrawal valley. What you'll experience: intense boredom, irritability, anxiety, restlessness, and persistent questioning of the detox's purpose. Recommended actions: recognize these symptoms as evidence of neurological recalibration occurring. Resist attempting to fill time productively. Allow yourself to experience boredom fully. Journal about emotional states. Emergency interventions: cold water exposure, resets nervous system, 20 push-ups or jumping jacks, lying supine on the floor, observing thoughts. Outdoor exposure regardless of weather. The critical moment: around hours 12 to 15, you'll experience internal negotiation. Brief phone access won't cause harm. This represents your addiction pattern, the exact neural pathway you're attempting to interrupt. Alternative approach: 1. Set a 15-minute timer. 2. Position yourself comfortably. 3. Allow yourself to feel distressed. 4. Avoid fixing or distracting. 5. Simply observe the sensation. After 15 minutes, intensity will diminish, demonstrating your capacity to tolerate discomfort. Hours 18 to 36, the shift. What you'll experience: urges becoming background noise, sudden improvement in focus ability, genuine interest in simple activities, and unexpected calmness. Recommended actions: read that previously difficult to focus on book, engage in substantive conversation, prepare food from basic ingredients. Simply observe your environment. You might notice enhanced taste perception, deeper conversational quality, clearer thinking, and natural tiredness at bedtime. Hours 36 to 48, the breakthrough. What you'll experience: mental clarity, reduced anxiety levels, creative ideation, and self-satisfaction. Recommended actions: reflect on insights gained, notice which activities you don't miss, plan your reentry protocol carefully, appreciate the tranquility. Part 5, the reentry, your first hours back. This phase presents the highest failure risk as individuals frequently return to their devices and immediately resume previous patterns. The reentry protocol. Before reactivating your phone: 1. 10-minute reflection period. Review the previous 24-48 hours. Identify personal insights. Determine which changes to maintain. 2. Establish 3 forward rules. Example, no phone during first morning hour. Example, Instagram access limited to computer only. Example, no phone during meals. 3. Predict responses. Estimate notification volume. Anticipate emotional reactions. Identify likely temptations. Upon phone reactivation. 4. Observe your reaction. Note any excitement, dread, or anxiety without judgment. This provides data about your technology relationship. Triage. Don't scroll. Check for legitimate emergencies only. Respond to urgent communications. Close all other applications. 6. Delete before scrolling. Remove the most addictive applications from your device. The increased friction is intentional and therapeutic. Maintain computer-only access if necessary. Part 6. Maintaining your reset. Dopamine receptor sensitivity will decline again if you return to previous behavioral patterns. Here's how to sustain benefits. Daily non-negotiables. Morning protection. First hour. No phone until completing 3 activities. 1. Exiting bed without checking device. 2. Preparing coffee, breakfast. 3. Showering or dressing. Evening protection. Final hour. Phone removed to separate room at 9 p.m. or 1 hour pre-bedtime. Reading, journaling, or quiet sitting. Absolute prohibition of screens in bed. Weekly practices. Schedule boredom. Block 2 to 3 hours weekly labeled unstructured time. No agenda, productivity expectations, or guilt. Creative insights and self-awareness emerge from this space. Tech-free morning. 1 morning weekly, Saturday or Sunday, AM to 12 p.m. complete phone abstinence. Extended walks, substantial breakfast preparation, reading. Monthly check-in. First Sunday of each month. Review device screen time statistics to assess trends. Evaluate whether usage is increasing or decreasing. If increasing, implement 12 to 24-hour mini detoxification. The friction method. Make detrimental habits difficult. Delete social media applications from phone. Maintain computer-only access. Implement website blockers during work hours. Disable all non-essential notifications. Use physical alarm clock instead of phone. Make beneficial habits accessible. Position books throughout living spaces, vehicle, bathroom, bedside. Keep journal on desk with pen ready. Place walking shoes by door. Make physical hobbies visible and accessible. Part 7. Troubleshooting common problems. I failed after 6 hours. I'm weak. You're not weak. You're confronting algorithms designed by behavioral scientists specifically to exploit psychological vulnerabilities and maintain engagement through dopamine reward mechanisms. Try this approach. Start with 4-hour intervals, gradually increase duration. Each attempt provides valuable data. Failure represents information, not personal deficiency. I'm too bored. I can't tolerate it. Excellent. That's the therapeutic mechanism. Boredom is not a crisis requiring intervention. Remember, creativity emerges from boredom. Your brain is undergoing neurological recalibration. This discomfort is temporary. Each moment of tolerance rewires neural pathways. I need my phone for work/children emergencies. Genuine emergencies are statistically rare. However, if legitimate accessibility is required, modify the protocol. Retain phone, but delete all applications except phone and messaging. Check at specified times only, 10 a.m., 2 p.m., 6 p.m. Configure emergency contacts to bypass Do Not Disturb. Delegate notification monitoring to someone who will contact you for urgent matters only. My friends, family don't understand. You don't require permission, though support facilitates success. Try communicating. I've noticed my phone usage is negatively impacting my focus, sleep quality, and mood. I'm conducting a one-day experiment. Would you like to meet in person? I'll remain accessible for legitimate emergencies through alternative person method. I feel anxious without my phone. That anxiety provides diagnostic information about dependency levels. Sit with the sensation. Anxiety will peak, then decrease. Employ 4 to 7, 8 breathing method. 4 in, 7 hold, 8 out. Natural environments reduce anxiety. Engage in face-to-face conversation. If anxiety is severe or persistent, consider consulting a mental health professional, as phone dependency often masks underlying psychological issues. Nothing changed. I don't feel different. Benefits are sometimes subtle. Ask yourself, did sleep quality improve? Were any moments more peaceful? Did you notice typically overlooked details? Did any creative ideas emerge? Change accumulates gradually. One detoxification plants seeds. Regular practice cultivates growth. Next, part 8, going deeper, advanced practices. Part 8, going deeper, advanced practices. After successfully completing a 24 to 48 hour detoxification, tap the monk mode week. For 7 days, Phone use limited to calls, 15 minutes daily. Complete social media abstinence. No entertainment media, television, films, music. Simple food consumption only. Daily meditation. Begin with 10 minutes. Extended daily walks. Journaling morning and evening. Benefits: profound mental clarity, breakthrough insights, complete habit reset, deep calmness, the social media sabbatical. For 30 days, delete all social media applications and cease desktop access. Observe how you utilize reclaimed time. Notice what you don't miss. Most individuals discover they didn't miss much, that fear of missing out is largely illusory, that authentic friendships don't require daily posting, and that life feels more genuine. The attention audit. For 1 week, document every phone retrieval instance, tally marks, triggering factors, boredom, anxiety, habit, actual phone activities, post-use emotional states. You'll identify personal triggers, behavioral patterns, and discrepancies between intention and action. Part 9. For parents, helping your kids detox. Generation Z, exposed to smartphones and social media from early ages, demonstrates higher usage rates than previous generations, with 93% being social media active and 66% considering it vital to their lives. Their developing brains are particularly vulnerable to dopamine manipulation. Family detox rules. Create collaboratively. No devices during meals, adults included. No phones in bedrooms overnight. 1 device-free day monthly as a family unit. Boredom hours where everyone simply exists. Make it fun. Rather than framing as punishment, adventure days, no phones, yes to exploration, analog nights, board games, cooking together, storytelling, creative challenges, building, making, creating activities, model it. Children replicate observed behaviors rather than verbal instructions. Put your phone away, demonstrate presence during conversations, show them boredom tolerance, discuss your own technology struggles. Part 10, the science for the curious. How dopamine actually works. Dopamine is a catecholamine neurotransmitter with numerous critical functions in the brain, including memory, reward pathways, and motor coordination, released by neurons to send signals to other nerve cells within the central nervous system. Dopamine is involved with motivational salience, related to the aversiveness or desirability of an organism's behavior toward or away from reaching an outcome. It doesn't generate pleasure directly, it generates wanting. When scrolling social media, the anticipatory period produces the most intense dopamine neuron activity, not the actual reward itself. This explains why you can't stop scrolling even when not enjoying it. Your brain maintains hope that the next interaction will be rewarding. The tolerance problem. Getting texts, likes, or messages are intrinsically rewarding and evoke feelings of happiness and satisfaction. But these feelings are temporary, and once they wear off, individuals seek more. Similar to other addictions, tolerance develops where users need to spend more time on platforms to obtain the same mood changes. This explains why conversations feel boring compared to texting. Books feel slow compared to TikTok, as Generation Z's attention span has decreased to just 8 seconds. Real life feels dull compared to games. And the recovery process. It requires approximately 90 days for an individual's brain to rewire itself to normal dopamine levels in the absence of pleasurable external stimuli. When you remove hyperstimulation, receptors upregulate, becoming more sensitive again. This initial recovery occurs within 48 to 72 hours for most people. However, neural pathways, the habitual patterns, require longer to modify, typically 21 to 90 days. This explains why one detoxification provides temporary relief, but regular practice produces lasting transformation. Part 11, your personalized action plan. This week, day 1 to 2, read this guide completely. Track phone usage for 2 days using built-in screen time features. Observe patterns without self-judgment. Day 3 to 4, select your detoxification level, choose your date, inform your social network, prepare your environment. Day 5, lower your baseline, reduced usage, prepare shopping list, detox period food, charge devices for storage. Day 6 to 7, implement your detox. Reference this guide as needed. Practice self-compassion. Complete 1 24-hour detoxification. Establish morning and evening phone-free periods. Delete 1 addictive application from your phone. Schedule 1 weekly boredom hour. This year, Conduct monthly 24-hour detoxifications. Take 7-day social media breaks quarterly. Establish permanent technology boundaries. Support someone else through their first detox. Part 12, Final Words. Here's what you need to understand. You are not defined by your phone usage patterns. You are not weak for struggling with this challenge. You are a human being living during an era when the most addictive technologies ever created have been designed to exploit psychological vulnerabilities through sophisticated dopamine reward mechanisms. But you are also more powerful than you recognize. Each time you choose to tolerate discomfort rather than reaching for your phone, you're rewiring neural pathways. Each time you engage in genuine conversation rather than scrolling, you're reclaiming your humanity. Each time you observe nature instead of a screen, you're voting for the life you genuinely want. During the treatment of patients suffering from such wiring disorders, physicians should know that gradual decrease of stimuli is recommended, with complete monitoring for irritability and mood swings. Meditation and cardiovascular exercises have proven major roles in decreasing stress levels, while activities like playing music, charity programs, reading, and social work, along with positive behavior, are natural ways to boost mental well-being. The dopamine dial is in your control. You can adjust it. It won't be effortless, it won't be perfect, you'll experience setbacks. That's acceptable. Progress, not perfection. Attempt it. Remain curious, practice self-compassion, and observe what happens when you give your brain the opportunity to remember its actual capabilities. You have the capacity for this transformation.